Did you yell America when you hit the accelerator?
Nope, no.
And now, your favorite two blue-collar nobodies to give you their quiet perspective, Star-Lord and Joey.
You can't handle the truth!
And co-host Joey.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show.
Today's episode, we're going to be doing an update on our previous show a couple days ago about the big impeachment inquiry announcement. Since the announcement, all hell has broken loose, and there's been more fallout and more BS to cipher through. And if you don't have somebody helping you out, it can be a little confusing. So we're here to help out with that.
Okay, so the first thing that happened after we put up our last video that started talking about this whole thing is the big transcript came out. The Department of Justice immediately announced that there was nothing in the transcript that indicated President Trump had done anything wrong. And remember, this transcript was supposed to be the smoking gun and the basis of the whole impeachment inquiry. So yet again, the Democrats are trying to swing for the fence and they don't even have a bat in their hands. The most interesting thing about the transcript to me was when House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff decided, while under oath, that he'd just make up whatever he wanted to say when he was supposed to be reading the transcript.
Surely that didn't happen. You don't have any proof of that, do you?
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and show the video of him basically just flat out lying and making up whatever he wants during a hearing under oath.
We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you, though. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good. I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent, understand lots of it. On this and on that, I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him. And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me. You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times, in a few more ways. And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked. This is, in sum and character, what the President was trying to communicate with the President of Ukraine. It would be funny if it wasn't such a graphic portrayal of the President's oath of office.
So that was Adam Schiff's version of what the transcript said, and when he was called out a little later in the hearing, this is what he had to say.
My colleague is right on both counts. It's not okay, but also my summary of the President's call was meant to be at least part in parody. The fact that that's not clear is a separate problem in and of itself. Of course, the President never said, if you don't understand me, I'm going to say it 7 more times. My point is, that's the message that the Ukraine president was receiving in not so many words. Mr. Carson.
So what I see when I watch just that alone, I'm the normal common person, don't watch a lot of politics, but I see this on the news. I see him saying that Trump's pretty much a mafia gangster, and then he admits to making it up and it was just a joke. But what I'm watching is not somebody joking.
Well, I don't think giving a testimony to the Intelligence Committee, under oath, I don't think that's the time to be joking or making a parody of anything. Do you? I mean,
I'll be absolutely not, but I'm still trying to figure out where was the parody. Shouldn't everybody be in on the joke? If it's a joke, shouldn't they know?
Well, not only that, a parody at least bears some resemblance to the original work, right? Because he didn't say one thing that was actually in the transcript.
No, he didn't. And you can look up this transcript online. We'll flash it across the screen if you want to pause it and take a look at it. But we've highlighted some stuff. And you're right, it's not even close. On one page of the transcript, we just see President Trump kind of referencing to needing his help with some investigations. And then the best thing we could come up with was this highlighted section right here, which we have labeled as page 6. The president's responding to something that the President Zelensky said. And he says, a lot of people are talking about that, the way they shut your very good prosecutor down and you had some very good people involved. And then he references, there's a lot of talk about Biden's son, that Biden stopped the prosecution, and a lot of people want to find out about that. So whatever you can do with the attorney general would be great. Biden went around bragging that he stopped the prosecution so that if you can look into it, it sounds horrible to me. Those are the president's words. I don't know about you, but I don't sound too terrified and pressured by those statements right there.
Well, and then, yeah, and it's funny you say that because we didn't even mention that yet. President Zelensky also has come out in the meantime after the transcript was released because, of course, everybody wanted to know. That was the next thing. Oh, Trump's bullying the Ukrainian president. He came out on video and said that there was no pressure. They had a wonderful phone call.
So let me get this straight. They are currently trying to impeach President Trump for pressuring Ukraine into doing something for Trump. And Zelensky came out and said it didn't happen.
Yes, that is exactly what I'm. Well, I mean, and I wasn't there, but I'm telling you, that's what the transcript says. The Department of Justice already cleared that transcript, and that's what the president of the Ukraine said. You can watch that on video.
So, again, we have a firsthand account of the supposed victim, the president of Ukraine, saying it didn't happen, but the media and the Democrats in Congress are going to go with an anonymous whistleblower who is yet to be named. Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, and you know my whole issue with Schiff pulling the stunt, it's not that he did it, it's the reason he did it.
Yes,
And the reason he did that, because nobody's really talking about this. The reason he did that, he knew somebody was going to call him out on it later or at some point. He did that so he could get video of himself and audio recorded and have a perfect clip for leftists to put up on their own websites or just pass around. And people that follow politics now, there's everybody in the U.S., it seems like at one level or another, is kind of involved in politics nowadays because politics is everything. But the majority of those people aren't going to take the time to Google up the transcript and read it word for word. They're not going to read 9 pages of a phone call. They don't care that much. But what they are going to do is click on a Democrat liberal's email link or whatever, and they're going to watch that video clip for a minute and a half, and they're going to see what he said, and they're going to go with it, and they're not going to know any better.
Exactly. And it's going to be passed around like a stupid meme, and it's never going to be second thought. You know, people don't fact check what they're watching. They see it and they accept it, and they don't give it a second thought. So essentially, he made a sound clip so that he could pass it around. He's tarnishing his name and then recanting later on page 6. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, months from now, people are still going to be spreading and talking about the part that he made up and you know, saying that's the truth. Nobody's going to be talking about when he recanted later.
Absolutely. And the media is also helping with this. They're pushing the narrative because they're not saying, oh, it's false, this and that. You know what I mean? They want it out in the front. Perfect example. I was just trying to look up in reference to this podcast right here about Biden admitting that he tried to get this prosecutor fired. And I type in Biden admits into Google, and it actually pops up with nothing but Trump admitting to talking to Ukraine, a whole bunch of stuff about Trump.
Yeah.
I don't understand that when I type in Biden admits, and all I see is Trump admits to doing this wrong, Trump admits to doing this wrong, Trump admits to... The media is helping the liberal left Congress Democrats push this narrative, knowing full-heartedly that it's wrong. And that's exactly what Schiff was pushing.
Well, when you have a president for 2.5 years that's been calling the media fake news, and you actually look into what he's calling fake news, and you can see, if you just dig a little bit, you can see that that's what they've been doing. That's where fake news, the name fake news came from. You know, it's not unbiased anymore. Journalism's dead. Okay. It's all politics now.
It absolutely is. And they don't even try to hide it anymore. The biggest example, we talked about it in the last situation. Right now, they're trying to impeach him because Trump supposedly tried to pressure Ukraine into doing something for his own political gain in the election. That is what they're running with. And in the transcript, it doesn't say that. They're simply making the assumption that that's what he was doing. Completely forgetting the fact that, or completely ignoring the fact that maybe he's just trying to get to the bottom of what was Biden doing. Why was Biden getting involved in some sort of prosecution into an oil company?
Yeah, I mean, and now that could affect him going forward, absolutely. But if he broke the law and he did something illegal like that, shouldn't people know that before the election? I'd rather find that out before the election than after.
Well,
If he were to win.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't the Democrats the ones who wanted to stop foreign interference in our elections and in our government?
Well, yeah, of course they were all for it when, the story was about Trump.
But when President Trump actually goes out and tries to do what they're doing, what they were complaining about, now he's the bad guy,
Right.
and they try to push it back on him.
Yeah, it's the same old, nothing new there.
Absolutely ridiculous. And again, it just gets me is they're all operating on the assumption that he did this for his own political, just because it happens to be Biden. I mean, so are they saying that Biden should be get out of jail free card because he's running for president?
He brought up the CrowdStrike company. Okay, well, CrowdStrike is a cybersecurity company that may be involved in this whole thing. They do work for the government, and they also were cited in the Mueller report, apparently having in relation to the 2016 election thing. Their name came up back then too, and this is what he's looking into. He's looking into what happened back then. Everybody's got questions. He's the only one that's asking them, what is he doing wrong?
And that's the thing. He's asking. If you read the transcript, he's asking for cooperation. He's asking for help. And President Zelensky is reciprocating happily, joyfully. I mean, he's a big Trump fan.
Yeah. I was just going to say that if you read that transcript and you think that Zelensky's being pressured or bullied, there's something wrong with you. What I get out of it is that Zelensky is a big Trump fan. He was very happy to be talking to President Trump. You can tell.
The narrative that President Trump has somehow committed treason by going to another nation and asking for help is beyond me. I was under the impression that was our leader's, job was to go out, ask for help, get help, cooperate with other nations. I want to cite one thing that I just love how fact checking the left is, but they don't want to fact check this. 1998, President Clinton signs a treaty with Ukraine. It gets ratified in 99, and it's called the Treaty with Ukraine on Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters. The treaty literally says it's a mutual legal assistance treaty being negotiated in order to counter criminal activities more effectively. And it says that they're to help each other. They're obligated to help each other with search, seizure, assisting in proceedings, restraint, confiscation, essentially in investigating, helping each other investigate crimes by either state. And to me, it sounds like Trump's literally following this treaty to the letter of the law. He's asking for help and wanting cooperation.
Right. It just happens to be that one of the front runners in the coming up election happens to be a Democrat, and they don't want that stuff coming out. Bottom line.
And to top it all off, the crazies aren't just on the left. We've got extremes on both sides, anti-Trumpers everywhere. GOP challenger Bill Weld actually stated that Trump committed treason and suggested that he could be up for the death penalty because of this.
What?
So, this is the guy who wants to run against President Trump as a Republican in the next election, is saying he should be executed for asking for help.
You've got to be kidding me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go any further than this. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, they've gone off the deep end already. I mean, this is just another circus. It is what it is. It's like I keep saying, not to beat a dead horse, this is Russian collusion 2.0, and this is just to tarnish Trump's record leading up to the election. So they already know this is going nowhere. Okay. They're going to get it. They're going to get the vote in the Congress. It then has to go to the Senate. They know it's going to die there. Okay. So
I have a prediction. I think they're going to drag this out as long as they possibly can. And if they can't drag it out, it's just going to be a talking points to the effect of, do you really want a president who was investigated for impeachment? And that's going to be the talking point, just like with Schiff's thing.
It doesn't matter how far it goes. It could end tomorrow. But they've gone too far. They've taken that step to get the inquiry started. They got to go with it. Now it's going to die soon. As soon as they can get to the vote and get to doing it, it's going to be over with. But it won't be over with because they're going to keep harping on it and talking about it. They'll still be talking about Russian collusion. They'll be talking about this inquiry all the way up till the next election. And that's all this is. This is just another, what they think is a feather in their cap.
It's like you said with Schiff, it's talking points, it's headlines that they can just spread upon the uneducated or unknowing masses that are yet undecided on who they're going to vote for. So we here at The Quiet Perspective implore you, educate yourself. Don't just listen to us. Listen to CNN. Listen to Fox. Research it yourself. Find the line in the middle, because you're not going to get the truth from just one side or the other. You need to think. You need to read. You need to listen and come up with your own conclusions. Because I read that transcript and nowhere in there do I see pressure. Do I see someone being, a mafia boss? I don't see anything wrong with it whatsoever. How they make this leap is beyond me. So come to your own conclusions. We're only here to provide you with what we know, with our mild-mannered, barely college-educated selves, giving you our opinion.
Yeah, and everybody's entitled to one. Let's talk about it in the comments.
Absolutely. Thank you again from The Quiet Perspective, and we hope to see you next time. Hope to see you in the comments. This is Star-Lord and Joey signing off.